Well,
Well,
well, here I am, really in a low key, chill, relaxed mood today because I fell asleep on the train, townspeople. And if you're wondering where my energy went, it went to the phone call I made to Nick earlier to pitch a fun idea that he immediately shut down.
didn't immediately shut down. I said I like the idea and I think we should save the idea for a Patreon episode because it was such short notice.
So now you say fuck the townspeople. So you say fuck the regular town folk.
No, it's more incentive to sign up for the Patreon, which also, heads up, there is, if you sign up for the Patreon now via Apple in the App Store, if you have an iPhone
Oh,
or
yeah,
an
yeah.
iPad and you have the Patreon app and you're signing up to join our subscription to either be a town council member or a trust and believer, Apple now takes, is it 30%?
Yeah.
There's a 30% surcharge to sign up, which makes the subscription cost $10 a month instead of $7. But if you sign up, I believe, for the Patreon just via like a web browser, like your desktop computer or something, just through their actual website and not through the app, it doesn't do the Apple like 30% surcharge. Just so everyone knows, if you're interested in signing up for the Patreon, if you haven't already done so. But it doesn't affect those who had already been subscribers last month.
Yeah, and kind of, I mean, listen, these corporations are so greedy.
Bleeding us dry.
Bleeding it's dry. No, yeah, but that's kind of crazy. And yeah, if you are thinking and contemplating, just maybe take a little extra 5 seconds to go on your computer and
Yeah.
don't do it through like the app.
If you want to save some money.
But if not, and listen, if you're
If you want to give Tim,
loaded,
if you want to suck Tim Cook's cock, mama,
yeah,
you pay that 30% surcharge fee.
we love. Okay, so back to the original topic, which Nick's trying to avoid.
Well, no, I just brought that up.
So, the weather. If you're in New York City today, it is February. It's March 1st. Happy March.
Happy
I'm Pioneer
March.
Peru.
I'm Trailblazer Nick.
And
This
this
is Pioneers and Trailblazers. Rent's due today.
Rent's due, and I paid yesterday, and guess what? That's it.
Oh,
That's
I
it.
went
Game
to the,
over.
I went to the bank yesterday, and the line for to go to the counter to fucking do anything was actually the longest line I've ever seen in my life at the bank before. I waited for maybe 40 minutes in line.
Oh my god, when is the next leap year?
I have no idea.
Wasn't leap year last year?
No.
Hey Siri, when is the next leap year? Do you see the new thing the iPhone does now with Siri? Like
I didn't update my phone.
2028 is the next leap year, but isn't it every 4 years?
So
Oh
it
yeah,
must've
that
been
means last year was leap year. Leap year with Amy Adams. Did you ever see that movie? Okay, shut up.
That movie was boring as fuck.
It was boring, but the lead hot. Amy Adams, fun to watch.
I mean, I love Amy Adams, but
And who knew that Adam Scott? I mean, obviously now he has been famous since Parks and Rec, and obviously now with Severance.
Also in the Monkey, which I saw last night.
Yeah, really.
Uh-huh.
But the thing with
His little cameo.
Oh, really? The thing with Miss Scott is that he actually I keep thinking of him like being this underrated comedy king who kind of rose up the ranks, and now he's like a mainstream, movie star or TV star. He was in
Yeah.
Big Little Lies. He was Reese's fucking husband.
I
But
mean, he typically like plays like a supporting character.
But that's what I mean. But he's been doing he's been in rom-coms. He was Amy Adams' husband in Leap Year.
He plays an adult man that Zoe Deutsch accidentally or made. Well, actually, I don't want to spoil it. But he plays an adult man in the film Flower, a very controversial film that came out in like 2018, I think. Starring Zoe Deutsch.
But even before then,
Adam
like this is
Scott.
2004, 5. Like he was.
Leap Year was in 2000.
No, I'm saying
11
even before Leap Year
or 9.
Like Adam Scott has been working in mainstream Hollywood movies, so he ain't no undercover.
He's a working actor.
I understand. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes when people go from like, all right, like Chris Pratt, for example, came out of Parks and Rec as
Oh
a
my
goofy
God,
dude
ew.
and then became a bona fide movie star, right? And then he completely went deranged. But I was thinking of Adam Scott as the same way as Chris Pratt. Like they were just became, they went from being dweeby TV dudes. But no, Adam Scott has been legitimately just like a movie actor.
But he also like does like interesting things. I feel like with Chris Pratt, he's because he went the movie star route, so obviously he like did like Guardians of the Galaxy, Jurassic World,
With Oscar winner tomorrow, Zoe Saldana.
Well, we'll see, girl.
She is gonna win, girl. She is.
I would love an upset. I would
But you know where
love.
the upset's gonna happen? If it's happening, it's not gonna happen in Best Supporting because I feel like now the entire Academy just feels bad for Zoe, so they're just gonna give it to her now even more so. You
I
know?
know. I would love a moment though where everyone thinks it's gonna be Glenn Close, and then boom, it's Olivia Colman. Like I
No,
want.
that's the thing. The moment it's gonna be, and I'm a little bit scared actually because it's gonna happen with either Best Actor with Adrian Brody, sorry. No, Adam Brody.
No, Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody.
Adam Brody is
Adam
Leighton
is-
Meester's husband.
Yeah. Also an actor. He can be something beyond just being a husband, okay? Just
Men to me are just accessories.
Wow. Okay, and I want to carry them around.
Oh, 100%. That's why I need to have a hot husband.
Bad husband?
Hot husband.
Hot husband.
Um,
No, but
I really wanted.
I think the upset may come, and it would kind of like break my heart, but also fill it with joy. I think it's gonna be in Best Actress because everyone thinks, but the Academy is known for being like, no, actually, I think Miss Fernanda Torres might get it.
I want it to be like every category.
They're all thinking Miss Mikey's gonna upset Demi, but no, the upset's not gonna be Mikey. It's gonna be Fernanda if it happens.
I saw reports that people think it's gonna be Fernanda, like to be like the surprise winner. But I do think it'd be so funny if everyone thinks it's gonna be Zoe Saldana, and then they call Isabella Rossellini.
Imagine.
Like I would.
Who was also served cunt. So honestly,
Which would be so fucking funny because also I love Isabella Rossellini. I think she's so fucking funny and cool and just like an interesting person.
very
and, like,
interesting person,
and also just like a really good actress. Like I've seen her work throughout decades has just been very influential. So just like I think that would be so fucking funny because like again everyone sort of assumes it is gonna be Zoe, but we'll see.
But also the pantheon that Isabella Rossellini has had from not just being a talented actress, but like Death Becomes Her. Even before that, she was a bona fide supermodel.
Oh, 100%. And she's a nepo baby.
Which is fine.
No, we love.
Yeah.
I mean, if your parents are gonna be
It's
Roberto Rossellini and Ingrid Bergman, like obviously.
Well, obviously, no. But what I mean is, she basically Isabella Rossellini was who Margaret Qualley is now.
There's a really good. Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, and
Margaret
I
Qualley.
I like Margaret Qualley as an actor. I think she's a good actress, and I think she has a very promising career ahead of her.
I think. Listen, I like the work that Miss Qualley does.
Miss Qualley,
like
I'm
that
here.
the project.
When this comes out and we work on a project together, they'll know. This will not be no AO situation when like she has to be at the SNL with fucking Miss J-Lo, because I'm gonna talk good on you, Miss Margaret.
She picks interesting projects to be a part of and like interesting directors to work with, which I admire and I respect. My only thing is, it's like I have only seen a couple of her performances in which I go, okay, yeah, she can act. The other performances,
The Substance, great.
right? That's the first time that I've seen her perform. Where
Have
I
you
was,
seen Maid?
I've seen clips.
It's good.
Sure, but the clips that I've seen, I have notes. I think maybe she just needs.
Girl.
I think she just needs like sometimes I think directors, and this could go into my conversation about The Monkey that I saw last night. Did not like it, by the way.
I still so would. What the fuck is this?
Theo
name?
James?
Theo James.
Oh my god, 100%.
And also another one that makes me angry because like for being so fucking hot, he shouldn't be this good of an actor. It makes me so angry.
And I will say he is very underutilized in the movie. I think a lot of the problems with The Monkey, for those, I had a lot of people in my ear telling me that it wasn't good before I saw it, and I was like, I really want to.
Your inner thoughts.
No. Like my sister saw it. She was like, it's bad. I don't think you're gonna like it. And then I had like other people telling me that it wasn't good. And then I looked up at the reviews online, which were also not very positive. And I was like, I want to be, what's the word? Like what's the word when you like?
I want to prove that. I want to be surprised.
No, like
disproved.
when like when you're like the only one who like disagrees, like you're
You wanna be the
contrarian.
Contrarian.
God, it took me forever to get to there.
Contrarian. We're like contrarian. Tell them that.
Contrarian. No, I wanted to be the contrarian and be like, oh, I really liked it. I think this is really good. But I didn't really like Long Legs that much to begin with, so I was like, okay, I'm probably not gonna like this that much. And I think Theo James is really underutilized in it. I think he's a very talented actor, but like a lot of the direction or like a lot of his performance, I feel like was directed to be a certain way that I unfortunately don't think was his fault. I think it was Osgood Perkins's like vision for the film, and it was also just like not a very good script. It's marketed as a horror comedy, and unfortunately, if you want to market yourself as a comedy, you have to be funny, and it just wasn't very funny. There were moments that were funny, but also before you speak. So much of the film rests on two performances by two different child actors who suck balls. Like literally, like no offense, not to like drag like a fucking 12 and 13-year-old, but like bitch.
Like getting tutored in the morning.
Bitch, get your ass up and fucking work. Like that those performances were so stiff and so bad. I literally and like the first half of the movie, you are watching like the young version of Theo James and like his like twin or whatever, like tell basically the building up and like giving us exposition for like basically the main story that's about to happen. But that actor fucking like, I'm sorry, why child actors, I know like they go through so much and like children, you know, shouldn't be working and essentially and like you know,
my baby's gonna be in the Berber
we know
Berber campaign.
we know but unfortunately I think there was a lot of potential with the actors, unfortunately, but they were miscast, and then like there's this kid who's supposed to play Theo James' son, but like he's very like also okay, two things. So the first part of the movie takes place in the 90s because it's like told it's like in the past and then we jump forward and then we get to Theo James like as an adult now. But like the child actor who plays him in the 90s is very clearly Gen Z. So when they try to make references to the things in the 90s or like try to like pretend that they have no idea, like you know what I mean? Like that child's on TikTok. Like it just doesn't resonate because that kid knows what the internet is. So like he can't play a kid from the 90s convincingly, or like they need a different
again it's on the kid for being a bad actor because a good
that's what I'm
actor.
saying that's what I'm saying. If it was a good child actor, I would believe you're from. I said, oh no, that kid is fucking on.
You know, the last good kid acting I saw was the kids from Stranger Things. They were
Mama, the girls from the girls from the Florida Project.
I guess what we're yes, the one girl. There were there were like two main kids in that movie,
and both of them. Oh my god!
Of course, but I'm saying like I guess transcendently speaking, like if we were to pinpoint like the
well, that's what I'm saying.
Performances,
it's the men that are the problem.
Although I mean,
girls do it better.
Let's put another. Of course, but I mean, speaking of girls, though, let's put another pen on literally 5 conversations we have pending right now. Miss Millie Bobby Brown.
Did you see that on the carpet? On the carpet, girl, where she looks like she's a 45-year-old woman.
She 45 is putting it nicely, mama girl. She looks like Demi Moore is younger than her. She looks like Demi Moore. She's her daughter. Like it looks like what 56-year-old woman.
The clip where they're like, let's get some photos with the boyfriend, and she goes, he's not my boyfriend. I was like, gaga girl.
But in what world? And like this is something that's less about like just pitting women against, like a different beauty standard or whatever. I'm just talking specifically as that
girl is like what, 20?
She just turned 21 and she literally looks like she's 50 and should be in cast on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like what drew her? And it's sad. It truly is sad.
It's that British sensibility. Mama,
I don't think it's a British sensibility because
Mama, where they put
British people for the most part actually is quite the opposite. They don't like the surgery. They don't like the
Mama. The British, but they love a deep tan.
No,
beach
they don't.
blonde.
No,
girl, those Essex girlies.
The Kate Winslets and all of the ones.
No, I'm not talking about.
You're talking about like the country girls from
the young girls that are trying to be like. That follow the Instagram beauty like
there's a word for those kinds of girls in England. What's it called?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's there's a word.
But it's very much of that.
Do we have any actually British or English townspeople?
Let us know.
Yeah, I know we have people from the UK, but not from
because she's
actually
giving
England.
She's giving because listen, it's giving that she's putting on that bronzer. She's putting on that fake tan. She's bleaching her hair. It's like she wants to give older. It's what she wants. It seems that's what she wants to give.
Yes, but that what I'm trying to get at is aside from the physical elements of what she's trying clearly, it's just it sucks that she's so mentally fucked but with this industry that I guess at as early as 17 18 she said no, I need to look at it. I'm like, where are her parents? Where were her friends?
Well, she's an adult now.
I know, but still, and she's like fully married to fucking that Joey kid, and I'm like, it is wild to me that at 21 she's already gone through like I don't know like 5 stages of her career. Like it's almost like she's in her midlife crisis at 21.
Well, she also has gone on record and like in interviews and says that she doesn't really watch movies or she's in the industry and like works in the industry, but she doesn't care about the industry either. So it's like I think she's just somebody who doesn't really want to be an actor. She sort of like again when she was a child actor probably thought it was fun and then did Stranger Things and then her career obviously blew up and then they were fast tracking her for like the movie star, sort of trajectory a la
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, and then she's doing these movies that are like big budget but also just like kind of pig slop ultimately at the end of the day. Like this movie that she just like had that comes out, like nobody's talking about it, it's getting horrible reviews, like it's just like a money grab sort of thing, I think. And she said herself she doesn't really watch movies, she doesn't really care, and so it's like she's just in it for that big paycheck.
I
I
just
think
feel bad for her, I whatever, you can hate me for this, but I don't know. I'm like, damn, you could have really gone a different route, Or
I mean,
she
listen,
could,
listen. I just don't think that that life was meant for her. I don't think she necessarily wants that either. But she did go say that she wants to play Britney Spears, which I think she would be awful at. No offense,
I think I would rather have Miss Tate McRae play
girl.
Britney
Give it to Addison Rae.
or Addison Rae, but I don't know that Addison Rae is good enough of an actress. I'm afraid.
She could get. We got to get her into some
Classes.
let's get her a class at Terry Knickerbocker real quick.
Some Lee Strasberg.
Yeah.
And
I do think. And listen,
but again, Miss Rae, huge fans.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
This is coming from like put us in your inner circle.
The day when she
we
came,
will work you out.
the day when she came to the restaurant.
Oh, she's so cool.
And then it sat at a table opposite from, wasn't at the same table, but sat at an opposite table, like across, like not even across the room, but from Sam Smith. I was like, oh, it's a diva convention today. I literally, when the assistant called and they were like, Addison Rae wants to come, I said, hold please, and I didn't even let them finish because I was like, we're gonna make it happen. And of course I went to the one game manager because I knew he would know, and I was like, Addison Rae wants to come, and he was like, what, when, now
Okay.
and he's do whatever you need to do, and I said, okay, thank you, I just needed that. Okay,
That is so funny. No, but girl, yeah, I mean, we can work with this because we know that you get it, and we know that you're able to get there. You got there with the music. You did it. Hence, hats off to you, mama. Like, everyone thought you maybe couldn't do it. Miss Diet Pepsi is still my song. And so I still believe that she can make the move into, as a reputable acting career. Anyway, Miss Monkey, do you still want to talk about it?
Sorry, there's just the one performance of the Theo James has a son in the film who truly every
bad actor,
horrible. And I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I think it was the direction that he was, or maybe the lack thereof that he was given. But the character, like the whole thing is like, what?
The door's open. I forgot to close it.
That's fine. There's nobody here.
Oh yeah, I was about to say. I was like, damn.
I'm here. I'm alone for 2 weeks. Which we'll get into. That's why I called you.
Okay.
Then when my sister ignored my call,
I didn't
at
realize
midnight when I was in
call.
desperate need and I needed emotional support. But okay, no. But so then, he like the whole thing is that Theo James is kind of like an absent father, and so then like his ex-wife or like whoever his baby mama is now like remarried, and like stepfather wants to adopt him or whatever. And so then they like spend this one last week together, before he like gives him up for good. And then the whole time the son's like, well, since you want to give me up so bad. But like the script is poorly written, the performance is stiff and bad, and just like it's so hard to watch because then it's like also each of the characters is describing how they feel instead of like actually showing how they feel. It's like, bitch, why are you telling us that you feel this way? I should just see that from your performance.
Well, people don't go see the monkey.
Immediately after there were 2 gays behind me. As soon as the credits started rolling, one of them goes, well, that was a flop.
Hey, listen.
And then when I got there, I was the first person in the theater. Because I got there, I got there kind of
early.
I got there kind of early. I got there like maybe 10 minutes early before the movie was supposed to start. So I like go in and they were still cleaning the theater when it was like these 2 2 like college girls basically. They're just like, oh, we forgot to clean in here, and there was like popcorn all over the floor, and they're like, should we just leave it? And then the girl's like, I'll grab the broom. And
that's the you and the 2 of us.
No, literally. And then I sat down, and then the hottest.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the park, Miss Thing.
The hottest bisexual man I have ever seen with a fucking gorgeously, like taking care of mustache, ear piercing. Fucking my dream man walked into the theater carrying his popcorn and his soda alone. And he sat 2 rows in front of me, and it was just the 2 of us in this theater. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's just gonna be the 2 of us watching The Monkey. As soon as it's over, I'm gonna be like, that sucked, didn't it? And then we're gonna like suck and fuck, back at my place because I'll take him home." Because he did check me out. Because when he like walked in and saw that it was just me, he kind of like looked me up and down, and I was like, "Ooh."
And then proceeded to sit 2 rows in front of you.
It's assigned seating. It's assigned seating. It's assigned seating, and then the theater did fill up. That more people showed up. Everyone showed up after the movie started. And then as soon as the credit,
not like that.
I don't
am
either.
Done with assigned seating. Let's talk about clip this for socials.
You don't like assigned seating?
Assigned seating in movie theaters. Part of the magic of movie theaters is going to the movie theater and like getting there early to get a good seat. This whole assigned seating business is only letting late people show up in the middle of the freaking film.
I don't agree.
Oh, it's the worst.
I love assigned seating.
No, because then I once went to I was like, it was literally, the movie had already started 20 minutes in, and then I scooted myself further in because I wanted the better seat. And then these idiots show up late to the movie and then had me move. I was like, you're the one who's late.
They paid for that seat.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you want to do assigned seating, then lock the doors. Do a thing where, like, as soon as the movie starts,
what if there was what if there was a train delay? What if there was an issue?
Not my fucking problem.
No, you're a Karen.
Not my problem. No, actually, I'm the opposite of a Karen. I want everyone to get their freaking. If you're gonna get there early,
because you could have
deserve to get a good seat.
You should have got your tickets early and bought the better seat.
No, it's not. No, then why are you late? Don't be late.
What if it's out of their control?
I don't care, honey. At Soul Cycle, honey, you can tell them your mom passed away.
That's Soul Cycle. This is a movie.
Still, it's in a closed environment in which like you don't even.
But
they don't let you at the Soul Cycle studio. If you're more than 10 minutes late, they don't let you in, and you don't even give you a class back. You're done. Because you know why? Because they're like, we don't wanna like get the energy out of the room. We don't want to interrupt the
That's a workout class. This is a fucking movie where everyone is just sitting and staring at the screen.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same
you're
thing.
You're interrupting my experience by arriving to the damn movie theater late, and now you're asking me to move because your dumbass was late.
You moved
to
into
your
their
assigned seat.
Yeah, but you moved into their seat. You could have just stayed in your own seat, and you wouldn't have been disrupted.
No,
Mama, it sounds like you brought up on yourself.
If you're late, then be humble. Miss Kendrick Lamar's "Be Humble," and then fucking sit where there's an open seat, and don't make people move because you were late.
No, I disagree.
It is completely different if you go to a dine-in movie theater, which is completely different because when you have a server, you need to be in your seat that you paid for because you paid for that seat. It's like a reservation at a restaurant. I don't want to be fucking doing assigned seating at the AMC Empire 25 in Times Square and then you're gonna tell me that if I only see a seat in a far away space that I don't want to, and then the movie's about to start and I see a shit ton of seats that are open in the middle, you best believe I'm moving to the better seat. And you best believe I've done it plenty of times.
And then you best believe you're going to have to fucking move if that bitch shows up.
No, I've only been moved once. This fucking 2 idiots that were late at this one movie, and they made me move. And you know what?
Especially, no.
You know what I did?
And that makes sense.
And I'm sorry, when they made me move, I did tell them, well, you shouldn't be late.
Karen.
Yeah. I told them because I shouldn't be late. They interrupted the movie, and then people were annoyed.
Right, but we could have just stayed in our own seats, and then it wouldn't have been that big of an issue.
I wanted the better seat. Sorry.
Oh, but see, sometimes we don't always get what we want.
Townspeople, let us know your thoughts on assigned seating at the movie theater. I think it's stupid. And again, part of the allure going to the movies is just being there and like finding a seat, whatever,
No, I think I do love the beauty of an assigned seat. I think it makes it a lot less stressful, especially if you do happen to some sort of event that causes.
And then I have to come back into back to the AMC or Regal on fucking 42nd Street. Oh, the movie theater has like 300 million seats. The lighting in the movie is horrible. Nicole Kidman's in the fucking AMC ad. They turned the lights up for that, mama, because the actual lighting in the movie theater sucks. I want to be finding fucking row K, seat 6, and then you're telling me I have to like lean in like this to actually see the freaking letter and see the freaking seat number. No one in their goddamn mind can find the damn seat in those big theaters. So why make me do that when I could just find a generic seat and actually be able to see that there's an open seat and snag it? You tell me. You tell me that why not make it easier for people to be able to find their seats?
Why don't you just buy your ticket earlier and get a better seat?
You're not answering my questions. You keep repeating the same point. Why not then just make it easier for people to find their seats? Why do I always have to be going? And I'm almost legally blind. This is actually becoming an
How is
attack
that?
on me.
How is that the person who's late's problem though? The lighting in the theater.
Because no. I'm moving on from that. From that. Now I'm saying like you're also making it harder for me to find the seat in this huge ass theater. The Lincoln said,
maybe, Mama, you just need to watch a movie at home. Maybe you don't need to go to a theater. Maybe you
I
don't need to
love
run.
going
Maybe you don't need to be around the public.
I love going to the theater.
Maybe you don't need to be around.
I love my sense of community with my sisters in the movies.
I mean, clearly not if you're getting all upset because they made
unless you're making me move my seat.
That wasn't your seat because you didn't buy that seat.
I told you when I watched Conclave, right? It was assigned seating, and guess what? Nobody was in their assigned seats. And you know how I know that? Because I ended up sitting somewhere completely. And
see, that pisses me off when I get my assigned seat no, because that bothers me when I
the price is the same.
No.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I will let you finish, but I will say you're talking about pricing. If that's the case because you paid for your stupid seat, then let's do this then. Charge extra for the good seats and charge less for like the nosebleed seats, just like at a freaking concert. Then if I go into your fucking seat, then you're like, Mama, sorry, I paid extra for the good seat. You should pay extra for the good seat. You should go back to the nosebleeds.
I'm kind of glad that I'm glad that they don't do that because that would cause more issues and more fighting at the movie theaters.
How would it?
Because then people.
Well, you know what wouldn't? Get rid of assigned seating.
No.
Then everyone is first. Southwest Airlines, baby girl. First come, first serve. Get there early if you want a good seat.
And fuck Southwest Airlines.
Wow.
I used to fly them. I used to fly them in college every single time I go home. Fuck Southwest Airlines.
What? Just no explanation why. Just fuck them.
Just fuck them. The amount of bad experiences I had with them. Fuck Southwest.
What have they done to you?
What haven't they done to me?
Tell me, please.
Girl, the amount of times I got yelled at about my fucking bags. The amount of times
so what? They maybe follow the rules and regulations and don't have a bag that you're gonna get yelled at for.
No. Do you want to know
no? Oh, the tables have turned.
The pandemic happened, and I had to go home.
Moment of silence with the pandemic.
I had to go home. I was forcibly removed out of my dorm, 2020. Okay, I had to pack up all of my shit in my dorm.
Everything relates to your fucking dorm.
And had to fly back to Wisconsin. And what flight did I get on? Southwest. What happened was I have 2 suitcases. One standard suitcase, standard whatever, checked bag size, which you get one checked bag. The second one, you can have a carry-on. The second bag that I had, carry-on bag, put it up to the little grid thing to like measure it to make sure it would fit. It got marked as it would fit in the carry-on section. Okay. I go through the fucking TSA. I go up to the desk. The woman goes, "That's not a carry-on." And I go, "It fits in the box." We put it up to the thing. It fits. And she goes, "Sorry, it's too big." I said, "No, it fits right there." And it's a Southwest employee. Okay. And she goes, "You gotta check it." And I said, "But it's a carry-on. It fits in the carry-on size." And she was like, "It's too big." And I go, "I'm sorry, are you blind?" I literally got so upset with her.
Wow, Karen. Wow. What if she was blind? Wow.
Then why is she working behind a desk at a computer?
Because people, she could type without having to look at the computer.
How would she know what she's typing?
She could hear it, like a hearing aid. She would have like the thing that's telling her what she's typing.
You can't hear what key you're hitting. It doesn't tell you A when you're hitting it.
Actually, that's literally how blind people type in, Nicholas. I think you might have to apologize for that one.
Is it? Don't they have Braille keyboards?
We're leaving that in. And if you do,
I'm gonna cut it.
If you cut this, let me tell you once again. That's literally a fuck for human.
Well, then it didn't have that.
Visually impaired people.
Then I didn't hear. Then she wasn't visually impaired because it was not. That was not what was happening.
Are you visually impaired? Let me hear your keyboard.
So anyway, the bitch made me pay 70. The bitch made me pay $75 fucking to check the second bag, even though it would have easily fit as a carry-on.
Also would have been like, check it then, but I'm not gonna pay for it.
She made me pay for it. I said, okay, then I'm not paying for it.
So you and I are different because I would have.
I said, girl, I was like, it's a carry-on. I'm not gonna.
Blind woman.
I was like, I'm not. She goes, you have to pay, and so she made me pay, and I cried. I cried in front of her. I cried in front of that woman, and she still made me pay. Because there had been times before when I cried in front of a Southwest person, usually when my bag was like overweight. No, I had 3. That's what it was. I had 3 bags. You get 2 free checked bags. The third one was my carry-on, and then she was like, "You have to check that one too." And I couldn't. I like didn't have the money, and I was like, "Girl, I can't. I like literally will have no money if you make me check this." And she was like, "Sorry," and I literally cried in front of her. And there have been times in the past where I had flown Southwest where I had my bags like weighed, and they're like, "It's overweight," and then
whose problem is that?
Mine. But then like I would like start tearing up, and they'd be like, "It's fine," and I'd be like, "Thank you." weaponizing my tears. And then I was like, it's gonna work on her. And then I mean, obviously I was upset, but then I genuinely was upset and I was crying, but she didn't give a fuck. And I went, oh.
Yeah, because she has a record. Like, we have records of the reservations at our restaurant. She had a record of continues to cry to get free things.
Anyway, fuck Southwest. But to talk about the fucking movie theater one last time, and then we will move on. There have been plenty of times that, like, when I went to go see fucking Civil War last spring or
Oh
like
my
over
god, such a good film that I was not expecting to be so anxious the entirety of. This is gonna be like a movie episode, honestly.
It's very divisive.
It's a divisive film, but I think it's streaming now. Actually, I saw. Watch if townspeople. I highly recommend Civil War. But if you're anxious right now about the state of the world or just anxious in general, be warned, because I didn't know I was gonna go into the movie Civil War. It's literally an action film. You know, it's drama, yeah, but it's an action film.
It's starring Kirsten
Kirsten
Cunt.
Cunt and her husband, who's always playing evil people.
And he does it so well.
He does it so well. But just be forewarned, if you're gonna watch Civil War, make sure that you're in a good state of mind, in a good place, and not feeling anxious. Because I walked out of that movie anxious, mama. Saw it with friend of the pod, town council member Robert.
But then anyway, so when I went to go see that, I showed up right as the movie was starting, so I wasn't even late, and I paid to have a center seat. Like, it was at the Union Square AMC with the fucking recliners. I looked at the map and I go, oh, I want to sit this seat. This is gonna be good. I show up. There is a fucking couple from New Jersey, bridge and tunnel trash, who had fucking drove into the city to have their fucking date night away from their kids.
Yeah, and made it on time.
I showed up right on time for the film. Thank you very much. It hadn't even started yet. The trailers had just started to play. So thank you.
Oh, you're saying, what do you consider on time, when the movie starts or when the trailer starts?
Showing up on time is as soon as the movie starts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the time that they give you, like, whatever if say they say the movie starts at 7, the movie doesn't really start at 7.
It's
That's when the trailers start.
Yeah, but then
if you're coming 10 minutes,
we agree with that. I agree with you there. If you're coming in when the movie already started, you're late.
But I don't think I'm not gonna penalize you for being late, because, girl, there are so many things that could have happened that made you late. It's not because you're
I understand, but that you're literally now just you're making an excuse out of just tardiness, and you're actually miss non-tardiness. So now you're just saying that anyone should just be late because there's so many reasons people are late.
No, I'm saying
the world
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna
function that way if people could just get away with being late and there were no repercussions to being late.
There are repercussions for other things. This is a fucking movie. It's not that big of a deal.
People take it seriously.
Yeah, girl, I take it seriously,
And
but I don't think
movie
I don't
tickets
give
are so expensive.
It
That
doesn't-
actually, it's a treat. Actually, it's a luxury.
Does somebody's lateness affect me directly as a audience member in the movie?
Yes.
No.
It ruins my experience when I see someone walking in, taking off their coat,
Girl,
ruffling through their pockets.
Pay attention to what's happening on the screen. If you're hyper focused on what's happening, if
Imagine
you're
being
so
late-
hyper
Imagine
focused,
being late during Nicole Kidman's Baby Girl, when famously, and now we can actually say this because it's being long enough of Baby Girl. So spoiler alert for Baby Girl. Spoiler alert. Fast forward. Imagine being late of Baby Girl, and you show up late.
people were late to my showing a Baby Girl.
Yeah, and then
And did it detract from my experience?
And then
No.
literally, Miss Nicole Kidman is finger blasting herself in her huge ass bathroom on the floor, fingering herself, watching pornography. And you're telling me that I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good, which it wasn't, but it's gonna be good.
No,
And
it was
then-
good.
Oh, and then two people that are walking in and are shuffling to their seats, finding their seat, blocking the view in the middle of Nicole Kidman's performance of jerking off.
And what theater are you in the city that someone walking in late is completely blocking your view?
Or just like interrupting my experience. I don't want to hear you huffling through your phone, seeing you turn it off.
How is that-
like grabbing your things, like
You
taking off your coat?
That's like happening, but that's happening like.
Yeah, I don't want to be interrupted.
Look at
by
this.
that.
Look at the screen.
Right?
Like that's. I don't. It's you're making it a bigger deal than it
No,
needs
because
to
now
be.
townspeople, and I know townspeople were on your side last week,
And they'll be on my side
understand
again
that. No,
because
but
when
on this
I
side,
finished
they-
the bridge and tunnel fucking trash, I had bought the seat that I wanted.
And I love our Jersey people, townspeople from Jersey. I love you.
I
And
love
trust
you.
and believe I love you.
I don't love this fucking middle-aged couple who went on a date to fucking avoid their kids for the night. They left them with a babysitter, because then I walk in, they're sitting in my seat. They're sitting in my seat, like they're like the whatever, and I go up and I'm like looking and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misreading this, whatever, and I'm like looking,
I can see you at the theater.
and then the guy goes, oh, you're whatever names the number of the seat, and I go, yeah, and he goes, we're sitting here. I go, oh, okay. I was like, well, I paid for that seat, and he was like, yeah, we bought that one. You can just take that one. And I go, oh, can I? Can I take that seat? Okay. So I did sit in that one. But I was
no. What really happened was like, and you were like, "Thank you."
no, I was like, I did kind of give them a look, and they were like, and then the wife leaned over and she was like, "Thank you for understanding." I was like, "Understand what? Y'all bitches just took my better seat."
See, I'm gonna huff and puff about that, but
Because that's you taking someone's seat, and they show up and they go, "Oh, I want my seat," and then you going, "Sorry."
But if you want to come correct, then make me then fucking like stand your ground and be like, no, you're gonna have to move.
I wasn't gonna cause a scene.
Oh, and I love to cause a scene.
I don't. So I was like, fine. But then I did have to watch the movie.
You were having a civil war at Civil War.
And then the sad fact of the matter is they talked through the whole thing. So that pissed me off even more. And because then like the stuff would happen, and then the wife would go like, "Wait, so why is there a war?" And the movie just started. Like, bitch, you'll find out. Like, why are you asking? Like, that's so. And that's the thing that I will. That's the thing I will be kind of a Karen about is when people talk during movies, because there was a couple at the Monkey last night. As soon as I was like, they came in and they were like giving Cookie Monster pajama like drinks, like the girl who would wear Cookie Monster pajama pants to fucking class like in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was giving that, and then like her stoner boyfriend. They like walk in, and it's like during the trailers or whatever, and it's me, my bisexual husband, sitting 2 rows in front of me, and then them sitting in the row in front of him, and they are just talking full volume during the trailers, and I go, oh, that better not be happening during the fucking movie, because I will like, if you're gonna talk during a movie, girl, kill yourself. Like, I'm sorry, that's the one thing I will not get behind. You whisper during my viewing of Baby Girl. There was a girlie, and I think I mentioned this episode. She talked. That's different. She was fucking talking, and then the beautiful bisexual coded man who was sitting next to me with his girlfriend at my when I saw that on my birthday, he literally like turned and gave her a look, and she shut the fuck up right then and there, and I went, I need to suck him off. Please let me suck him off. So the movie etiquette, sit in your assigned seat.
Fuck assigned seating first and foremost.
Sit in your assigned fucking seat. If people pay for their seats.
No.
They show up.
I'm also not going to be an idiot. Imagine 4 seats are bought, and for some reason those 4 people weren't able to make it to the movie theaters. You're telling me if I see a better seat and the movie already started, I'm not going to move my ass back there? Of course I'm going to move there.
Give it at least for the first 30 minutes of the movie.
No, because I'm going to want to interrupt anybody else. I don't want to interrupt. I just want to make sure that I claim the best seat when the movie starts.
But then you're going to interrupt anyway when they show up and then they ask you to move.
No, then I want to be like those 2 people. Be like, sorry, I took the seat.
And then that bitch is like, oh, you want to fight?
Great, fight me.
And then you get kicked out, and then you get banned from AMC.
I won't get kicked out. They'll get kicked out for physically assaulting me.
No, because then you'll be like, bro. You'll try to give it right back. I know you, girl. I know you, girl.
Although when we did go see Nora together, we were like SpongeBob and Patrick at Mrs. Puff's like driving school, because both you and I, every trailer that occurred, we were like, girl.
And then we did have that moment where then we put when I put my stuff in the guy that was sitting on the opposite end. There was a seat between us, and we put our shit.
Yeah. Oh. See. So Nick wants to fucking cover.
But I wasn't mad about that.
Yeah, but Nick put all of his belongings in somebody else's seat. And and then how uncomfortable was that for that man to have to wait for you to grab your damn?
He
bag,
didn't wait. He sat right down. Both of us had to grab our shit because he was gonna sit on it.
Both of us? No, you had to grab your shit because I.
And then the other man who was sitting on who put his stuff, because he was like, "Oh, you can put your stuff here. I'm putting my stuff here." And I went, "Okay."
So you just followed suit.
Well, yes, because I thought no one had purchased that seat, and then that fucking faggot showed up and then sat his ass right down and wasn't even gonna fucking look. Was gonna sit on my headphones and fucking break them with his big ass.
Well, that's what you get for putting yourself where it doesn't belong. It was his seat and he paid for that.
But I wasn't mad about it. I took it and I was fine.
And you know what? He did that on purpose. He was gonna sit on it because he was like, "I'm gonna show these idiots not to put their stuff."
And good for him. Good for him. I think that you're assigned seat. You paid for it. You should have it.
The best movie etiquette is not about whether you took your assigned seat or not. To me, the best movie etiquette is just like being quiet. Do not pull up your phone. If you need to like whisper something, do it quickly about whatever.
Don't ask dumb fucking questions.
Don't ask loud questions, because sometimes I do during a movie, if I didn't catch something or something, I'll be like, wait, so that's the whatever. And then it's like, yeah. Like, just a quick clarification just so I don't lose plot, because sometimes I do be confused. And for all things,
A lot.
and
It
Nora,
seems.
and in the Nora, yeah, sorry, because I have a lot of things going on in my life. That's why I'm crying. Please don't. But you don't care.
No.
But when we went to go see Nora,
There's a movie playing. I don't give a fuck what's going on in your life.
when we went to go see Nora, it was closed captioned, and I really liked that because I watch closed caption when I'm at home, because
Oh, I turn it off.
sometimes me as a non-English speaker, sometimes I still struggle with like, especially British films. Sometimes I'm like, girl, I need the subtitles for this, because for when I watch Downton Abbey, girl, God bless fucking closed captioning, because if it weren't for subtitles in Downton Abbey, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, I wouldn't have made it through, because everything's just like,
Rest in peace, Dame Maggie Smith.
oh my God, and also rest in peace, Tim Kruger. Today. Don't laugh. I'm actually
Sorry, just a pivot from being Dame Maggie Smith to then going Tim Kruger.
Rest in peace, Dame Smith. ... And Tim Kruger. Title of ep. It's right there.
No, I thought we were gonna do Contrarian. That's a good one.
Yeah, but I think for like the clicks, I think. R.I.P.
Girl, the clicks, they're gonna suppress that. Tim Kruger's name, immediately they're wiping that shit.
But Dame Maggie Smith, they'll bring it right back up. Also, I don't think YouTube has the wherewithal to know like all the up and coming well established gay porn stars and icons.
And may he rest in
and
peace.
may he rest in peace. Now, today it is March 1st, the first day of March, and we arose to the sad news that Tim Kruger had passed. According to what was also a gag for me, he has a partner.
Most of them do.
Which is, you know what? I think ultimately, that's gonna have to be it.
Have no one publicly know you have a man, and then when you die, him making a tweet being like, "My partner."
No, when I have a man, I'm gonna fucking make sure everyone knows I have a man.
But y'all gonna be open. You'll be fucking other people.
I don't know. I'm still debating on that. But anyway, so it was a big surprise that he had a partner, because I had no idea he was married. Because I've no idea he was married.
Gene Hackman, rest in peace too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That one's really sus.
I know.
Yeah.
Sad.
The dog, wife, and
Michelle
him.
Trachtenberg as well.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
It happens in threes.
It happens in 3, but this was 5. Tim Kruger, Michelle Trachtenberg, Gene Hackman, wife, and dog.
Well, I mean, in terms of just like
Walk into a bar.
Celebrities, it's Michelle Trachtenberg, Gene Hackman, Tim Kruger. Unfortunately, the wife is not a celebrity. But much love to her and to the family, and obviously.
Imagine we go to her IMDb right now, full on actress. Like she has full of Academy Award nominated actress.
I don't think she has.
Look it up. Do it right now.
I'm not going to.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Gene Hackman's wife.
But again, heart goes out to her.
Wait, can you talk about like what happened with Tim Kruger?
Oh, he passed away.
Wife Betsy Arakawa.
According to the partner, he had like an accident. It was like a freak accident at home.
Let's see what Betsy.
Just look up her name in IMDb. There is none.
I am 1951. It's not her. It's being treated as suspicious, actually.
Well, yeah, because they were like partially mummified.
Anyway, I can't find. Well, rest in peace. But, so the statement said, since every person is rotted, basically, let me just put this clear and simple. He died. It was
Not
a
doing
tragic
drugs.
death, not doing drugs or part. It was a tragic yet
It was
simple
accident
at home. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, tragic but simple accident at home. Like falling from the second story of your house.
I feel part of me thinks it's like he slipped. I mean, lived in LA, I'm assuming.
No, he lived in either Spain or somewhere in the surrounding area. And
Oh, well, maybe. I mean, part of me thinks like maybe it was like.
Because he was German, right? Or something of the sort.
Oh.
And I know he lived in Berlin for a little bit. I've been a fan, girl.
Maybe he like
Tim
it
Kruger.
was probably like a slip and like hit the head.
That's the thing. It's so crazy. Our life is so. What's it called? Life is so fleeting.
Mm-hmm. And after seeing the monkey girl, it just really
stop bringing the
it just
monkey
really puts
back
into,
up.
It just really puts in perspective like freak accidents happen.
Oh, is that what happens in the monkey?
When you turn the monkey girl and it hits the drum, then somebody it goes. when it does that, then somebody, whoever it's attached itself to, which happens to be Theo James's character and his brother, someone in their life will die by a freak accident. And then
Oh.
each accident is gorier than the next and crazy. So it's just like, it just reminded me like, oh yeah, freak accidents happen.
Well, I hope that he's being remembered by his loved ones and all the holes he wrecked, because he done been wrecking the holes. And Tim Tales was one of the first I guess studios, and an independent woman, self business made. I'm just saying keyword.
Self-made.
Self-made businesswoman of their own business, Tim Tales. And Tim Tales was one of the first studios that I ever saw porn in that felt like the perfect combination between like staged but like not complicated and slightly grimy, or like not.
Unfortunately, they focus too much on close-ups on the hole. Like the fucking of the hole. Like I need to see, like I don't need to like see the dick in the hole for like 30
For
minutes.
Tim Tales, emphasis is number one, big cocks. Like they want big dicks. Anyone, it can be, you can be a skinny, you can be muscle bro. Although it was mostly skinnies and muscle bros from any ethnicities. But I remember they do be focusing a lot on just like wrecking the hole, and that's the brand of Tim Tales.
And I don't really live for that.
Now, did you ever explore Miss Tim Kruger's OnlyFans?
Now and again, but again, like it was similar, where it was like a lot of just like the focus on the bottom, like POV bottom getting wrecked.
Well, the thing is with that, I found
I thought to myself today, I jerked off today for like I haven't done it that much in the last like 2 weeks. But when I like watched a porn and it was like a POV from like the top's perspective, and I was like, I don't need to see the perspective of a man, like a top. Like I don't care what you see. Like that does nothing for me. You shouldn't have eyes. You shouldn't even see this. I don't know what's going with that. I was gonna try to make a joke, but it wasn't. It didn't.
The
Land.
holes have eyes.
So rest in peace.
No, but I mean, and so when I explored his OnlyFans, because I was very attracted to him, like I thought
He's very
he was,
much your type.
And I always liked his videos, and I was like, okay, well, sometimes the Tim Tales would bring like it would be too muscly and too like, and I'm like, okay, like, but there were moments. There was this one video in Tim Tales that I remember vividly. It's like 3 non-Tim guys wrecking this poor bottom. Literally, like the bottom's dick is like flaccidly just jumping around while his hole is just gaped. And they were fucking him. And then the cameraman pans to Tim, who, like, I guess had just come back home from the groceries or something, because he literally is just like walking in to his house, I guess. And just walks in. He's like peeking in at what's happening at the shoot that's going on. And then he's like, oh, and like he's like smiling, and then suddenly he like starts like touching his pants and whatever, and like then out of nowhere, even in the caption it says like surprise visit from Tim. Like I don't think he was supposed to be there, but then like he like stumbled upon the shoot that was happening when he came home, and he was like, I guess I'll join in, and then he like literally just like then like pulls down his pants and starts fucking the guy, and I was like, wow. So when I saw him smiling, I was like, wait, like, there's something behind Miss Tim. Like, he seems like he's a real person. Like, he seems like he cares for these bottoms, actually. And, like, at the end of some of his videos, sometimes he does smile to the bottom, He's like, hey, like giving him, like, good job. And so when I went to his OnlyFans, I was like, oh, I do see a lot more of, like, those maybe, like, cut moments in between, like, his, like, fuck sessions in which, like, he like is smiling and like making small talk or like giggling, like there's always that giggling that these like big tops do with like a bottom who's taking it really well, and like they take a second, and the top is always just like, like the acknowledgement that they do when it's just like, yeah, I know, I'm doing a lot to your body, and the bottom's just like literally sweating, like please give me a break. But I really did enjoy his videos.
Well, you gotta rub one out for him tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone, please rub one out for Miss Tim. Although, can I ask something about porn? Obviously. You know what I don't like? I don't like when that, like, white foam starts, or, like, I don't know if it's lotion.
Oh, when it's, like, the thick cream.
I
don't even know what that is.
But that happens a lot in Miss Tim Tales videos.
Must be the lube that they use.
But that's the thing, though. It could not be the lube, because all of these They're all, unless they're using a special lube to be able to fuck with these huge dicks. Like, what it?
Maybe it's because they're using like Vaseline or something.
So then, why would I want? If there's anybody who knows this, please comment on. Well, first of all, comment two things. Comment what movies you're watching, what movie you're excited for the Oscars for tomorrow. Also, comment if you know what that white cream
Well, the
is.
Oscars will have passed by the time that this airs.
Or like what you know. Oh yes, we're putting this one. Yeah, but I guess just let us know. You know, like what movies as of late you thought were snubbed maybe, or that you wanted to see recognized, or what the cream is. Have you ever noticed?
I've noticed, but I don't know what it is.
But anytime I start seeing it, immediate turn off. And sometimes
Oh.
in this Tim videos, because it makes me just like, oh, like I don't like it. As soon as it starts forming or it starts happening, I need to look to another video because I do not like it. It doesn't look appealing to me.
Oh, okay. You of all people, I thought would like that.
I no, I like it when it's like sloppy and wet and everything, or it looks like spit or whatever. But that just looks like it shouldn't be there. It's like it looks like no.
Oh, okay. Well, now I have to hard pivot. But I called my sister on Thursday when I got home from work, and so recently I've been reading this novel called Bright Young Women, and it's about
God.
these group of sorority girls in the 70s who in their sorority house freak serial killer like breaks in and like kills two of them and then like severely disfigures two others like in the middle of the night and then like escapes, and then the whole book is like trying to figure out like where it happened to him, like track him down, blah blah blah. So it's like a very intense book. It's really well written. I do recommend. I'm almost done with it. So like that has been in my
What's
head.
it called again?
Bright Young Women. It's been like in my head for like
When did it come out?
like last year.
Oh, okay.
And it's really, I mean, it's really good. For the longest time I didn't realize. I thought when I rented it from the library, because I got it on my Kindle, so like I'm not like constantly looking at the cover of it or whatever. Like I'm just like reading it. I thought it was like a true account. Like I thought it was like a true crime thing, and then all of a sudden halfway in the book it switches perspectives to a different character, and I'm like, oh. Because it's told between like 1977 and present day, and so I was like, "Oh, this author like lived through this. This is such a freak thing. I can't believe I've never heard of this before." and then it like all of a sudden shifts to a different character's perspective, and I was like, "Well, how did she know what she thought? I was like, why is this dead girl reading? Like why is she like talking?" And then I was like, "Oh," and then I looked it up and I went, "Oh, it's fiction. It's fiction. It's not real." But then anyway, so I came home. My roommate has been gone, or like left on Wednesday and is gone for like 2 weeks because she went to Europe for vacation or whatever. So it's just me in my apartment. And Thursday, I did not. When I left my apartment for work, I make sure all the lights are turned off. Like I like double check because I'm like, that was the way I was raised. Like my parents, like a fire could happen, like whatever. If like you leave things plugged in, and I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. And so I left, and then I'm coming home. It's like midnight, and I'm walking down the street, and I look up because I always like to check. I normally do this to see if my roommate's home. If like the lamp is on in the living room, that's how I know my roommate's home. Is because like whatever. Or if it's not, then it's usually like she's not there yet, or she's already in bed, or she's like staying the night at somebody else's place. And so when I start walking down the street, I like naturally just like look up to look at the window, and the lamp is on in my living room. And I vividly remember when I left my apartment on Thursday, I said to myself, okay, all the lights are turned off. And I left. So I said, who the fuck is in my apartment right now? And so then I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like freaking out. I'm like, no. Like maybe I'm crazy. And so I like slowly like tiptoe up the stairs. Like I unlock the door. I'm looking around. The lamp in my living room is on. And I go, hello? And I'm looking around. Nothing seems out of place really. And I'm looking around. I take out my phone flashlight. I go into every single fucking room. The bathroom, turn on all the lights. Everyone's like my bedroom, her bedroom. Look in her closet. Look in my closet. I'm looking in the closet in the hallway. I'm like, I'm looking in the office. I'm like, hey, who's here?
Did you grab anything?
My roommate left her pepper spray because she couldn't take it on the plane or whatever.
You can't?
No, girl, it's a weapon.
Oh.
I literally one time, one of my best friends from high school, when she came to visit me in New York, I went home for spring break, and then she came back with me, and she was gonna spend like a couple of days with me, and she had her pepper spray on her keys, and I said, "Sweetie, you can't bring that through TSA," and she was like, "What? Why not?" And I said, "Girl, they'll confiscate it. It's a fucking weapon. Like it's literally on the list of things you can't bring." And she was like, "Oh." So yeah, girl, you can't bring pepper spray on a plane. But anyway, she left it in here, and so like I grabbed it because I was like, I will defend myself. And then I'm like looking around, there's nothing. And so I was like, okay, well maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I did just leave the light on. Like I was like, maybe I don't know what happened, but like I don't know. But then I go over, our lamp is right by our bar cart. And then I look at the bar cart and it looks like there's a bottle of something missing. And then also there's like a little jar that my roommate has that has a lid. And the lid was like tipped over, like on the side. And I was like, someone's been in my apartment. Someone. And so I call Peru because obviously I'm freaking out. And I'm like, I need to talk to somebody and it's late. And then it rings twice. The phone rings twice. And then it goes to voicemail. And I go, oh, fuck my drag, I guess. My sister's gonna let me get fucking murdered tonight.
I was watching Ruby, and I think I must have I must have been in the middle of pressing something on my screen when your call came in because I did not see it.
And if I would have gotten murdered, savagely
Well,
murdered,
also if
you
that's
would feel,
the case,
you would feel real
text
bad.
right away and be like, "Hey, call me."
You would have been.
like,
You would have been felt real bad. But then I realized I do think so. Her ex-boyfriend, who she like is still very close with, who like does spend a lot of his time at the apartment still. He has a
Damn, read her.
well, no. They're like they like I'm not like airing her tea out, but like they but like they have sleepovers and so and then but then he has like a spare key to the place, and so sometimes like she'll have him come over and like grab something or like maybe or like whatever. So I think that was what happened.
Did you text her though?
No.
I would have asked.
Oh, I just kind of figured it was him.
No, I mean that stuff you want to make sure, and also to let her know that you're fully aware, like
Well, normally that's the thing is like normally she does text me and like be like, oh, like by the way,
and please don't come for me now because I'm telling Nick that he should have texted out of to know.
but you didn't respond to
Please
my call.
don't come for me.
You didn't call. You didn't respond to my call, so clearly you don't care either way about me. But no, but I normally she'll text me and be like, oh, by the way, he's like he's gonna like stop over the apartment real quick to like grab something or whatever. But again, she's like in a different country, so I was just like, whatever. She probably forgot. So I do think that's what happened. Because then again, I looked into every single place in the apartment, tore it down. There's nothing here. Like no one's here. Like there's no way that anyone else could have gotten to the apartment because it's not an easy apartment to get into. Like there's like
Well,
that door. How would someone get into that door?
by opening it.
How? Without a key? We don't have a spare key, like just lying around for someone to like get in.
I guess it's less trafficked.
Yeah, it's like not. It's not. It's like and also we're on the top floor. Out of all the
It's the
apartments.
second floor. Oh, so you're on the third floor.
Yes, I'm on the fucking third floor.
Wait, I think I just realized you're on the third floor.
Yeah, I'm apartment 3 diva. So it's like, and then in order for that to happen, they would have to go past.
Apartment 3 diva.
But then they'd have to go past my landlord. They'd have to go past that whatever. So I do think it was him, and I'll talk to her about it when she gets here. But then I was so paranoid.
He had a little drink.
I was a little tipsy, and so I was a little paranoid, and so like I was like talking to myself really loud in the apartment because I was like, well, if someone's in here, I want them to think I'm crazy. So like they don't like try anything, and then I was like, "Do I get a knife and like sleep with it in bed?" And I was like, "No, that's too crazy." But what I did was I went to bed and then I locked my bedroom door, which I never do. I like never do that, but I closed it and I locked it and I went to sleep. And then it was fine. Like obviously there's no one in here, and I told my sister about it, and she was like, "He's probably still in there with you right now." And I said, "Girl, then he would have killed me if he had the chance," and he didn't.
He's just watching you.
Yeah, we'll see.
He put a camera in the apartment to
Girl.
watch you.
Watch me get all naked and touch myself.
Shave yourself.
I shave my pussy. I'll do spread eagle for you, babe. Just tell me where the camera's at. I'll give you a good shot. But yeah, that like freaked me out. And then
God.
but then I was like fine. But I was just like, damn.
That reminds me of.
Because again, I'm reading this book where something like that happens. Someone breaks into the house and then it's like, and then they get murdered. And I'm like, ah!
Are you finished with the book?
I'm almost done.
Wait, but you have it in your Kindle. I'm finishing on the short stories of Alejandro Varela, which is last book I read was the town of Babylon. But he also writes
Battle for
shorts.
your life.
Battle for your life.
Babylon. That's a good song.
Oh yeah, how does it go? Right?
Yeah, exactly like that.
That's how it goes. Anyway,
How come you didn't go to the listening party? You didn't get the invite.
which party?
The Mayhem listening party.
Girl,
In Brooklyn, it seemed like a lot of our peers got the invite, but you didn't.
I'm not like I'm not going crazy about the album, you know.
Katy Perry's going to space with Gayle King.
No, and
Did you see the clip of her talking about it on the news?
No.
Gayle King, someone is forcing her to get on that spaceship.
Really?
Someone has dirt on her and is making her go because she's like she was like there's a clip that I saw online of her on the she's on the Today Show or Good Morning America?
She's on CBS, the CBS.
Oh, the
version.
CBS.
CBS.
So she was on it,
Morning.
and like her two co-hosts were like, Gayle, like you're going to space, and she's like, yeah. She's like, the conversation started around Thanksgiving, and I said absolutely not, and then after some convincing, I'm going. And it's like that woman does not want to go to space. It is so clear someone
Oprah's behind this.
No.
She's forcing her.
because I think that spacecraft is gonna be it's gonna be like the fucking submarine.
Don't say that.
Like we're about to lose Katie. We're about to lose Gayle.
But the kitty cats are gonna go crazy.
But listen, her album flopped so bad. She's like, we
No.
gotta do something.
And listen, before we move on to the Patreon portion of this, I will say, like, in that album, even though like I don't think it flopped as bad as her previous one, the clown one or whatever.
I mean, that album at least had just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over.
No,
and if
that's
we
the
think
one before.
Nope,
Shit,
that's on Smile.
That's on Smile.
That's on Smile. Diva.
Really?
And that was literally the only thing that was making that album people listen to it. This album, absolutely no one is listening to Woman's World. No one is listening to Lifetimes. No one is even, unfortunately,
No.
Doechii can't even do anything to save her.
Oh, but I was about to say that's a good song. I like it. I'm his,
Girl.
he's mine.
Girl.
It's a good song.
But compare
And I'm gonna say it here on this very podcast. I added it to my favorites, and and guess what? That song is part of my fucking playlist. What I
Well,
put on.
you can blast it when we lose her when they
It's
when a spacecraft explodes.
And the music video is also is fun. It's good. I like it. I like that song. Doechii's verse is really good. Katie, it's simple. It's easy. It's boppy. It's pop. It's fun. I like that song.
Is
So-
Jeff Bezos also gonna be on that?
No, it's all female.
Oh, he's trying to kill a bunch of women.
No?
Oh my god! Oh right, Lauren Sanchez is on it. Oh, he's
Lauren
trying to get rid of her. That's the thing. She probably knows too much.
I like her.
Sure, but he's gonna. But then when
She
they
wrote
go,
a kid's book.
when they go poof, when they go burn up, because baby you're a firework.
Oh,
when
God.
they turn into that in the sky. Because what is it supposed to be? How long are they supposed to be in space for?
I haven't really read all the details.
Oh.
I know it's supposed to be female.
But I didn't really think about.
Females only.
I did giggle when I saw that it was Katie going up there, but then when I saw Miss Gayle King talk about it, I go, oh, something dark and sinister is going on there, and we're about to witness it, and like we can stop it, but no one's going to. So I'm gonna take this right now, Katie, Gayle, if you are listening, please just say no. Just don't get on.
Oh my god. Well, just so you'll know what we're gonna be discussing in the bonus portion of the episode, which if you don't know, if you're a new townsperson here, we do weekly episodes here on Wednesdays, but we also do an additional, sometimes, most of the time actually, almost full hour of bonus episode for you every week on a Patreon. If you want to be a part of the town council, to be a part of the town council assembly, you can go on Patreon, Pioneers and Trailblazers. We have 2 different tiers. One that gives you access to the bonus part of each weekly episode. And if you're a Trust and Believer, which is the higher tier, you have access to also an extra bonus episode every month, where for this one, so this, it all ties into the story I wanted to tell at the very beginning of this fucking episode.
That part.
That part. So
I'm out here in Wyoming.
No, shut up. So it's March 1st. Beautiful day in New York City. Almost 60 degrees. So gorgeous.
Thank you,
Everyone's
climate
out.
change. Thank you, climate
Tomorrow
change.
it's gonna be 33 degrees. So yes, thank you, climate change. I had the fun idea for my sister Nick of how about we have like an outside episode. We go record at like Central Park or like even Prospect Park. It's so beautiful out. of course, immediately shut down by
Wasn't immediately shut down. I said I like the idea.
you shot me down so hard, even though I was like, I'll edit, I'll do this, let's do this. How about what?
But I had legitimate concerns and reservations, which for some reason my sister,
But it could have just been fun to do something spur of the moment. See, I think where you and I differ, and I think it's gonna be one of like the growing pains of our friendship, is that like I I like I really do what's it called, like I get like a charge out of, and I get my battery gets filled with spur of the moment stuff like that. So when I was telling you, and like it for that to just like I don't know, it drained my battery out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit sad that like you weren't willing to do something so sporadic and spur of the moment like that with me. I did, however, hear your concerns, which were valid. Like your computer, whatever has been going, but I would like to encourage you to be as my diva sister, be more open to like spur of the moment.
Well, and that's
things.
why I said that we could do that and talk about it and plan it.
Well, no. You're not listening to me. I'm saying in your life and in our friendship,
I do in
you
other
should
ways.
be open to more like spur of the moment things.
And I do in other ways, but I think when it comes to when we're the job, because this is work, ultimately at the end of the day, this is our job.
Work can be fun.
It can be fun, but we have to remember, we have deadlines, we have things that we have to put out, and I've been having computer issues as of recent. If it's not plugged in, it just randomly dies on me. And so if we're out in a park and we're in the middle of recording and my computer randomly dies, then we're out of a session of recording.
Well, but to tag along this, so we do on the Trust and Believe tier, which is a higher tier, we do an extra bonus episode every month. And we also post, we're actually right now working on our next mini vlog that we're going to show you all, which is going to be really fun.
And trust it's going to be filmed in horizontal this time, guys.
It doesn't really matter if it's vertical is fun for something quick. I understand for horizontal, we can do something more like longer,
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but it's going to be really fun. People have been really, enjoying it there, posting some comments. We're posting pics and bits and just like materials for all the episodes too. So if you want to be a part of that, go on Patreon. We are going to be discussing a lot of the Google Form submissions, which if you're a part of the Patreon world, you have access to submit any shout outs or questions of advice you want. The ones we're going to be discussing today, there's a couple that I think we can get through. One from a 30-year-old gay male in New York City. Hello.
Oh.
Can we talk about the new Sniffis radius limit for free accounts?
Oh, yes. We'll talk about it.
Now go into that. And we have let's see.
It's actually heinous.
We've got a 28-year-old non-binary, and in parentheses they put RIP.
Oh.
No, girl, no. Diva.
Not the girl.
Diva, you're legal here. Oh my God, that's going to be my pioneer, actually. 20-year-old non-binary person from Portland, Oregon, named Judge. Hello, Judge.
Hi,
Hello, Portland.
shout out.
I think it's our first submission from Oregon, actually, in general. I know we have, oh my God, this townsperson from Tanzania recently moved to Australia. Like, really, the town is growing, and we're so happy to have y'all. And Judge's topic was, our question is, how, as a pretty outgoing but self-conscious person, do I overcome social anxiety? That's the first half of the little advice portion that we're gonna be discussing social anxiety.
What's your pioneer?
My pioneer is, I want to get the handle right because she's been fucking, and she actually, I was introduced to her because we went to go see the New Fest short film festival in which our diva girl Yan was
Yes.
a participant in. Yes. The actual handle is at Star Amerisu, who's Star.
Oh, yes. She's been having a moment on.
Been having the moment diva that's illegal is I just cannot stop saying it. I know townsperson, I don't think is town council. Alex, get a grip. But Alex is also he got a shirt that says diva that's illegal, the tank top.
Oh,
Girl, I'm living, and ever since I saw her, didn't I tell you, Nick?
She was so fucking funny.
My favorite short film outside of Clementine was hers that she wrote and starred in. She was based out in LA, but I think now she still lives in LA, I think.
I think so, yeah.
But now she's having a moment as a viral celebrity, and her videos are so funny. I want to live in the Jeffree Star yak mines, and I think she's hilarious. If you're not
that part.
that
I'm out here in
that
Wyoming.
part, you're an idiot. But
You've seen that video, right?
yes, and I'm choosing to ignore it. If you want to
That part.
if you want a new fun person to follow, go follow at Stara Marisu on Instagram. She's creating great content. If you want to support trans content creators, you should follow her.
Yeah, no, she's hilarious. My trailblazer for the week is gonna be the film An Unmarried Woman that I saw on Sunday by Paul Maruski. It's from like 1978.
Who did you see it with?
We'll talk about it on the Patreon.
The saga continues. Town Council Assembly, we're coming for you because that saga of the person.
But that film was so good. It's a movie from 1978. You literally cannot stream it anywhere. You can't watch it illegally anywhere. The only way to watch it is if you buy a fucking DVD off of Amazon, and I don't have a DVD player, but I...
Loser.
Do you?
No.
Yeah, exactly. That part. I'm out here in Wyoming. But I have been wanting to see it for years at this point, and by the grace of God, Metrograph was doing a showing of it last week, and I got tickets for it, and I finally saw it, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I saw it in theaters. It was so fucking good. It's certainly gonna be in like my top 5 like favorite movies of like all time. It's so good. Also, Jill Clayburgh, such an incredible actress. Like, I have not seen a lot of her early work. I've seen a lot of like her more sort of like recent stuff, like since like the 2000s and onward, where she plays like a mother, like an or like a grandmother, and like older, like, you know, woman. She's in Bridesmaids. She plays Kristen.
I know.
Kristen Wiig's mom. But for those who don't know or are not familiar with her work, she's in Bridesmaids. She plays Kristen Wiig's mom. She's also incredible in that. But it's such a good movie. It's so fucking good. If you have an opportunity to see it ever, if it's ever playing in a theater near you, I implore you, please see it. It's like such a... It's also like very timely too, because it's like very... It came out during Women's Lib. It's about a woman who is like marriage falls apart and she gets a divorce, and it's like... But she's like this very strong woman, and like also her relationship with her friends is very like... It clearly inspired a lot of Sex and the City. If anyone is a fan of Sex and the City, then you will like...
I like this. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, about 99% of the people listening to this are not going to be able to watch this movie. But
yeah, you're not going to be able to watch it.
But I'm glad that you're trying to describe it as if they're going to. You're going to have to just...
I mean, if you have a DVD player and you buy it off of Amazon.
Okay, great.
You know?
So
but
actually, people are able to watch it easily.
Or, you know, your local art house theater might be doing a showing of it. You know, my local art house theater did a showing of it. So, okay.
Yeah, our very local town of New York City, yes.
There are opportunities, and take them grab them by the balls if they ever come towards you.
Anyway, well, we'll see you on the Patreon, and if not, we'll see you here next week.
Bye.
Oh, wait, don't forget, like and subscribe.
Oh, follow us on
Pioneers
and Trailblazers on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Follow me at Nicholas.Rose on Instagram, Clownfacebitch on Twitter, and Clownfacebitch on TikTok. I will be making a comeback on TikTok, I think, eventually, but not.
I'm really starting to really phase out my telenovela villain era on Instagram. Follow me at Hey Peru if you want to. I really have been enjoying a lot more thirst trapping there too. I'm also really strongly considering on OnlyFans. Not even joking, because I think that if I need to profit from something that comes innate to me, might as well profit from my body. So I don't think I want to do an OnlyFans for sex. But I think I might dabble in an OnlyFans to just like share nudes and like sexy videos of me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So we'll unpack that next week because I want to unpack that with you in private too. In private.
I don't want to unpack any of your nudes. I don't want to see any of that.
But yeah, honestly, please support us. Keep the town growing. We really want to know what it is that you guys want us to to do next. So until then. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.